Welcome, 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 welcome.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Wherever you are on this planet floating through space.
Wow, you're getting real
Philosophical Fridays.
deep here on Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday.
What
Tic-tac-toe 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Vibes are vibing a little bit. 4-game lead. Getting a little hairy. Getting a little tight. Going through this little stretch.
Yesterday was one of those games where it was like, if they lose this fucking game, season's over. And then they won it, and you're like, we're fine. We're fine. No problem. No problem.
You know what the Astros record since last time we were on here? 5-4.
Not 7-2.
No, not 7-2. 5-4. 5-4.
Not 7-2.
Oh man.
What's up, Chad?
What a start. Yeah, crazy news coming out of the NHL this morning. Two brothers passing away.
I just read about that.
Freaking, just don't drink and drive, man. That's unbelievable. Like, it's 2024.
So they were just riding bicycles, or was it
riding bikes and got hit.
Damn.
Even worse, their sister is getting married today. Their groomsmen. It's complete tragedy, dude. It's insane.
Damn. And Lynn, I saw Lynn said he played with them. That's crazy.
Is
this one with Josh and Destroy? No,
this is not. We're not fighting today.
I'm not Brian.
We're not. Yeah,
I'm not getting aggravated.
Brian, believe it or not, is resting today.
He's taking a rest day.
Brian is taking a rest day. Believe it or not.
If he tunes in, does that count as a pinch hit?
It might be. Maybe. I don't know.
Late game pinch hit.
But thanks for tuning in to the Friday show. Getting everyone in. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Astros take care of business last night in a playoff game. I don't know. You were there. We'll lead with that. Was it a playoff atmosphere? Crowd seemed a little light. You know what?
The crowd was a little light, but the atmosphere was not. Especially towards the first 6 innings of that game flew by.
Yes.
We looked up and it was like barely 8:30 and it was already the 7th. I was like, what the hell? And then, I mean, as soon as Hayward hit that double, the rest of the game, crowd was electric. Even when they gave up the runs, the very next inning when they came up to hit, they were behind them. As soon as somebody let off with a walk, I think it was Tuve. The next inning, crowd was right back in it. I loved it. That was one of my favorite crowds of the regular season so far.
Shout out to everyone that was at the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of, and we'll jump into the last of the Philly series, but the J-Hay kid.
Yeah.
When he was DFA'd, someone somewhere told me, he was like, hey, keep your eyes open. I said, okay. But Ben Gamble started producing, and I said, okay, maybe not. But all in all, signing happening. Chaz gets sent down. Hayward comes up, provides a ton of leadership, ton of veteran. He's seen pretty much everything. I mean, J-Hay was one of the guys, and I tweeted about it. Like, I force traded him to the Astros in 2010 and MLB The Show. Like, auto put. I was like, I think I traded like a single A guy for Jason Hayward.
Yeah. I was at the game with my brother-in-law last night. He knows a lot about ball now, I would say, but like he's not like a baseball first guy. He's not a guy that just like has been following baseball forever. So he was like, I've heard of Hayward, but like, where do I know that name? I was trying to explain it to him. Like, Jason Hayward was the next dude.
Oh,
like he was supposed to be like future Hall of Famer, like next King Griffey Jr. type of.
I mean,
he was going to be the guy.
And don't get me wrong, he's had a hell of a career.
He's had a great career.
I mean, a hell of a career.
I think just a couple injuries really, really derailed his trajectory. But I still think there's
Hall of very good
in the tank.
Hall of very
He's
good.
very much
Hall of very good.
What are his stats?
I got it right here. 41.4 career WAR.
That's great.
career 257 average, OPS plus of 102, OPS of 748 career. But I mean, from Jump Street, he was the guy. I mean, with Atlanta to St. Louis to Chicago to LA for a little brief stint, but yeah, he was the guy. I mean, just
when he was coming, he hit a home run as what
first at bat? Yeah, first at bat.
That's crazy.
So pretty cool to see him in an Astros uniform. Even it doesn't make any sense to me. And obviously, we'll go to the Phillies thing, but I think I want to touch on this. I think this is the Jason Hayward, the Ben Gamble, the Kings, the Orts, the Taylor Scotts,
the unsung heroes,
the Kikuchis, all these guys. I think this is a testament to this organization, to this front office, the front offices before them, to the coaches, to the skippers before them, of what the Houston Astros are. And I'll die on this hill. I'll die on this sword. They are the New England Patriots. They are the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are the standard, and the standard is the standard, and nothing changes with all these new faces. Nothing changes with internally. It's the next guy up. It's when all these new faces come in. It's about the name on the front of the jersey, and they just continue to win. And I think it's very poetic that in a season where you were 7-19, where you were 10.5 games behind, where everyone wrote you off, you're starting to see this team come together, led by the pitching, led by timely hitting in some parts.
Yeah.
I still think there's going to be positive regression to the mean with the Astros actually hitting with runners in scoring position. And it's going to be very poetic that the offense just wakes up in September and October. So be it. I'll take that. But I think the standard is a standard, and the Houston Astros are in the upper echelons of the New England Patriots and the Alabama Crimson Tide, where it doesn't matter at this point who comes in, you're going to be able to just play and produce at a high level for a team that wins.
Yeah. Roll Stros.
Roll shows.
No, I mean, I think, like I said a few episodes ago or some point, I said, what did I say? The more ammo you have, the easier it is to hit the target. I think was my and that's how I feel.
I think
about
it was more refined too.
Yeah,
that was still a bar.
Having Hayward, Ben Gamble, raking, like having these guys, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have a deep bench. It doesn't hurt to have some competition in September to see who's making the postseason roster. When Tucker comes back, it's okay to have too many good hitters. Like, I'll take it. Like, give them all at bats. Let them find it. Let them battle for that.
Well, I think you nail it too. Competition breeds success, and you've said it time and time again on this pod. You all of a sudden, Dana, the front office, and happy birthday, Skip. They have too much pitching.
Yeah.
And I was on here, and you and Brian chirped me, and I said this a month ago. I said, I don't know if Justin Verlander's pitching.
He still is.
He is, but
he's not starting.
There's guys right now that you're really jockeying not only for a rotation spot come October, but to just be on the damn playoff roster.
No, and then you have, with all this pitching happening now, you still have Whitley and Montero and AAA both on like a.
Who do you go? Gun to your head. Metaphorical gun to your head.
Run in like 20 innings.
Metaphorical gun to your head. What do you do?
Force Whitley.
I think they're gonna go Montero.
I think they probably will, but I mean,
yeah, I know. I know.
I feel like his peripherals are still better.
I know,
man. I don't know.
It's we're coming to this precipice of. I like that word, precipice. That's my SAT word of the week, precipice. You're coming to this precipice of where your starting pitching is getting so deep into games. You have an elite back-end bullpen. Your three guys that are going to round into form come October. Presley's going to, Hader's 29 for 29.
Yeah.
Brady,
he looked dominant last night, by the way.
Dominant.
He just came in and they looked like they could not even touch what he was
It
throwing.
looked like a side pin.
Yeah.
It looked like he just was throwing a side bullpen.
He looked so.
Yeah.
He just get up there.
Did you get good footage of the entrance?
I think so. I haven't looked back on it. Hopefully, it's tough when those lights go dark. I was like, "Fuck, where is he? Where is he?"
He does kind of emerge like
Yeah,
Sting,
yeah.
like through the
I
darkness,
really, yeah. It's tough.
or through like Bane. But you're there's a scenario out there in the multiverse where one, the offense wakes up and carries you in October, or two, it's 2022 all over again, baby. Just get the game to the 6th inning and let the pin go.
Yeah.
And you're set.
Go into your head right now. ALCS.
Ooh, okay. My 4 starters.
Who are your 4 and what order?
I'm starting Framber game 1, Hunter game 2.
Okay.
Kikuchi game 3.
Okay.
They're gonna give Justin Verlander game 4.
You're not giving.
I'm giving.
You're not giving Spencer Arrighetti the ball over Justin Verlander.
I know. I want to, but I piggyback.
You might deserve it.
I piggyback Spencer JV.
So Justin Verlander, Hall of Famer,
is your game 4
game
starter
4.
on the road. Actually, technically, maybe at home because we may be a 3 seed.
That's I don't think they're doing that.
I think 100%.
He's getting the ball third minimum.
I would take
It's
Kikuchi
Justin
over
Verlander.
I know.
And he doesn't look bad.
I know.
He's not an ace right now, but I think 5 more starts and he's
okay.
At least at the point where
I agree. I agree.
On a analytical thinking on who's performing now, what they're doing. My guys would be Framber, Hunter Brown, Spencer Arrighetti, and then Kikuchi. Just based on how they're performing right now.
No, I agree.
But when you think about it from a human perspective and from a front office perspective, they're never going to do that. It's going to be JV at least game 3. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start over Hunter.
That would be wild. That would
just based on old school baseball thinking in the front office. I don't know.
This is where I'm at. Astros teams of past have played. They've carried the weight of veteran leadership more than optimal or optimization of lineups.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
This new wave, Dana Brown doesn't care. He's going to go out there and sign a Ben Gamble. He's going to go out there and sign a Jason Hayward. He does not care about XYZ you've done.
No,
if you're not producing, you're going to find a way. Dana Brown put it on the table to go get Kikuchi. I don't see how you don't give him a playoff start.
No, for sure.
And then the other side, you have a skipper. And actually, I want to open this up to everyone because I think there's a little foreshadowing right now that's happening that I don't like, but I think we could talk about it now, and I think we can ease into it. I love Joe Espada emptying the bench. He's maximizing everything to get a win, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I haven't been tough on Skip. There's one thing that I'm really been chewing on. Happened yesterday. Happened with Framber. Happened with Kikuchi, where he is going to the pin to get that third out.
Yep.
And it hasn't really worked.
It has not worked. Because you'll have a starter, he might be at 98 pitches, but he's dominated the lineup all game.
Go get that last one.
And it's not usually like he's giving up hard contact all of a sudden. It's a little dribbler. It's he nibbled a little much and walked a guy.
Yeah.
It's to where I'm like, he can still handle this guy. It's not like he's throwing bad right now. He just happens to be around 100 pitches.
Yeah, it wasn't a rip line drive foul.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh man, he looks gassed.
They're
They're getting to it. It's usually like, the guy worked a 7-pitch at bat and then hit a little seeing eye single, and then we got to take him out. I see where you're coming from there. Yeah.
So that's been a big indicator for me over the last 2 weeks. Granted, so there's 2 scenarios in my head. Like last night, it was a duck fart that found dirt before chalk, and that's just baseball. The other ones kind of are piling up for me. In a playoff game, what is Joe Espada going to do? And I'm very much leaning in. He's in the Kevin Cash mold of pulling his starter and going to the pin. where Dusty
Left
let
him out.
his guy eat in those moments. Now it could change in October. Maybe he doesn't want to expose the guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
And it changes, and then maybe it's a feel thing, and it's a gut thing. Right now, it very feels like okay. He gave up a hit. Guy got on him with the walk, soft count, whatever it is. I'm pulling.
And I think that's a feel thing you get.
Yeah, but the last 4 have been it felt very much by the blackjack book.
Yeah, exactly. Because you might look at the numbers and think, all right, this reliever and match up with this hitter gives me these odds, while starter normally at 99 pitches, third time through the order, gives me this odds. So on paper, it makes sense to bring out this, especially
100%.
with our bullpen being so solid. It's like, oh, it makes so much sense to bring this guy out. But you got to think of it from a feel and situational standpoint where you're like, Hunter's been dealing. Kikuchi's been dealing. Like,
Framber was dealing, and they pulled him.
He's looked good. If it comes up to where like the guy at the plate has been the only guy in the lineup today
100%.
that has seen the ball well, then it's like okay. But for the most part, you're gonna be like, okay, he's grinded through this outing. He's earned this one more chance, and I think he has given one batter or two chance where like, oh, somebody gets on first, and he gives them one more batter. And then he gets a single or he gets walked or there's an error or something. And then he's like, okay, I got to take him out. So I do think he's trying to kind of feel that out. And maybe you're right about not exposing our starters right now to that.
Yeah, it's just been a data point that I've just kind of seen over the last few weeks.
A lot of 2/3.
A lot of
at
2/3
at the end of our starters.
A lot of 2/3. And like Discord said in the comment section over on YouTube, like he understands where Joe's coming from with the bullpen being so strong, and I agree too. I just keep going back to moments in time where Dusty let Greinke eat and get out of it. Dusty let Hunter Brown. And I'm gonna go back and find the tweet because I think it was the biggest growing point for Hunter Brown. I go back to the ALCS the bases loaded, and they didn't go pull him. We were like, hey, you're gonna eat this shit. Like, hey, you got in this. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna learn and grow.
We did it in the lab on that.
Yeah, I think we did too.
Yeah.
I think Hunter got the out and then they pulled him. So I think and it may just be like, hey, we're going to get to the pin. We're going to go to our dominant guys. We have it lined up, X, Y, Z. It's just a data point that I have. And it could go the other way too, right? He keeps them in. A guy gives him a home run, guy gives him a double, extra base hit, and then we're complaining like, oh, why don't you go to the bullpen?
Yeah,
so it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it is now a data point in my head that there's, like you said, a lot of 2/3 on the starting pitching, but it's a good thing to complain about. Like, it's a good thing to try to like dissect.
Speaking on that, did you see what Spencer said when he got pulled?
He wanted Harper.
He wanted Harper. That is badass.
Did you see what Joe said? Followed up. He said, "You'll get him again."
Oh yeah, you'll get him. Yeah. That's
bar,
is what I want.
Bar for bar, baby.
That is what I want my pitcher to say. I want Harper. I want one of the best
in that moment
hitters in the game.
Runners on.
I want him. I want to go for it. That's exactly what you want. That tells me that I had Spencer as like future number 3, number 4 guy a couple months ago. He might be the future ace. Him and Hunter might be running the show for the next like 4 years.
Shit, next 6 years of control. I mean, like
Hunter, I think has 3 or 4 or whatever.
I think with both of those guys, and how do I say this? When you start profiling these prospects and stuff, like, and they're front end guys, the upper, like you perceive them to be eventual aces. They may fall down to a 2 or 3. Obviously, it's a little different with how the Astros just have a factory of arms and guys here. But when you're a front end guy and you've been a front end guy your entire life, you have a little moxie to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a little.
What's that?
You have a little
that PO,
that little fugazi, that little
a little bit crazy. You want to?
Yes.
You want to go around them.
And I thought Spencer's had this from the beginning, even when he was 4 and 8 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's had the moxie. He's had that FU mentality that I don't care who you are. I don't care that you're Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge. I'm going to go out there and throw my best, and I'm going to get you out. And you kind of need that. And we're seeing those two pitch with it with so much confidence. You saw Hunter Brown. I mean, it was kind of poetic. On his birthday, he's facing the team where he couldn't even get out of the first inning.
Mhm.
Where we're sitting here like, this guy's gonna get sent down. Like, this guy's gonna be optioned down.
was
He's
the
gonna go
game
get
that-
work.
yeah.
Like, and then the injuries kind of flare up again, so he has to stay in the rotation. He figures it out. Goes out and just pitches a damn good baseball game against a white hot Royals team that may win the Central. They're chasing down. I think they've eaten 9 games out of the Guardians lead.
Yeah.
I think they're now chasing 2 after last night's loss. But Hunter Brown once again just. I said it on the pod and I whispered it. I was like, he's got a Garrett Cole. He's got a 29 game.
Do you know what his ERA in his last 15 starts is?
It's got to be It's got to be 1.9, 1.95.
196.
Woo, buddy!
That is
Take me to Lake Charles.
that's 91 innings pitched. That's half a season.
When did I tweet? Hold on. When did I tweet?
That's half of a season of Cy Young performance from Hunter Brown. 1.96 ERA, 95 Ks, 29 walks, and 91.2 innings. That's
strong.
I mean, that's literally a Cy Young season if you double that for a full season.
When was his last? His last start was against Baltimore that we blew. I think with what you're seeing growth wise from Hunter Brown, obviously the sinker, right? And we've talked about it. We broke in the lab. I think there's a guy that you can rely on to go through the lineup 3 times.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's huge this time of the year. It almost seems like he's getting stronger as the game goes on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Since May 22nd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 starts since May 22nd. How many do you think he's gone less than 6 innings?
1. I think it was like the White Sox.
Only twice. Pittsburgh, he went 5 2/3, and Boston, he went 5 1/3.
On
the rest of all of those starts are all 6 innings. A lot of them 7 innings.
On July 1st, I tweeted, I'm very close to saying something crazy like every start from here on out, I'm penciling W's like I did for 2019 Garrett Cole. I'm very close about Hunter Brown on July 1st.
Yeah.
He's just been dominant. And the other guy who's been dominant is Framber Valdez. Absolutely has grown up. He got a new Lambo. A little worried about that. If you want to get me a Lambo, Framber, I'll take one too. But he goes tonight against the Royals team. I think his prize picks line is 6.5 for strikeouts.
One last thing on Hunter. Since that May 22nd start, in 19 starts, he's 10-3 with a 2.13 ERA and 114 Ks.
And I would guarantee all 3 of those losses came when we scored like 1 run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How many strikeouts?
114.
Whew.
That's over 100 innings.
That's he's Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
He's 2019 Garrett Cole.
I'm gonna once we get a little closer to the end of the season, I'm gonna compare those stat lines. It was like May 5th or something for Garrett.
Yeah, where he's like 19-0 or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's
so
memed.
dumb. I think one of the big things that we've seen is when this pitching staff has been able to dominate the way it has been, going to Josh Hader in safe situations has been lights out. I mean, 29 of 29.
I mean, can you imagine like the season might be over if he wasn't as lights out as he is, right? If he was on if he was even 25 for 29.
Oh,
that puts the season in jeopardy.
I mean, we're probably sitting here chasing half a game.
Yeah.
Maybe more. And so this is who you paid for.
Mm-hmm.
This is the big overspend. This is the guy you trust, and he's dominant. I mean, obviously when he has to go in and hold a game or pitch in the extra innings, like that sucks because he's so lights out when he's just gonna close a game. But it's worth every penny.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone I think can agree it was an overpay, 100%, giving a closer to $95 million, but Doesn't matter.
But
It doesn't
yeah,
matter
like,
when
it's
he's
like-
closing every
it's
single
like-
game.
It's kind of like the quarterback position in football.
Ooh.
It's like close to that, where it's like when you have an elite one that is like gives you something that you can't just get from any normal reliever. You have to spend the money. You go get
Yeah.
it. You go get it. It's something different. Greg touches on a good point though. We've been glazing a little bit. Let's talk about a little bit of the negative.
Yeah.
That defense
Bad.
has been not good.
Bad.
And I think it's a lot to do with just
Think tired legs.
tired legs. Altuve's last night, I was down the first base line. I was looking right at him. It was a lazy play. He got a little lazy with it. It was a simple ground ball. I didn't see Pena's as
Pena's was
much.
bad.
I didn't see that one. I was looking
Salvi
at-
running, got caught in a tweener,
Is that what happened?
and just nowhere close. Pulled up.
But Tuve's was just simple ground ball. He just was kind of strolling to it, olayed it, didn't stick his glove down all the way to the ground, and just booted it. I think Pena needs some time off. Not a lot. Not a lot.
Just a little breather.
Like next time we have an off day, he needs the day off before that, maybe even the day off after that. Just give him a little 3-day weekend to like chill for a little bit. I mean, he's played a lot. Him and Yiner. I mean, I had no idea until he sat the other night. I didn't realize Yiner had played 63 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's crazy
Wild.
for a catcher. I mean, obviously he's DH some, but
Don't tell Brian. Don't give these guys rest. Don't tell half the internet was in my mentions. Don't give these guys rest.
I mean, he they're young, but I do think it's catching up with some guys like Pena. Obviously, maybe Tuve needs another rest day.
Well, this is my argument to rest. Look at the Dodgers. Dodgers never rest their guys. They have tired legs in every October and they get knocked out early, right?
Yeah.
They play their
That's a good
superstars all the
point.
way through.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Breggies of the world, you got to pull him off the field as he's dying.
I think.
But
I mean, that's what being a good manager is
Yeah.
knowing the different mindsets.
so I mean, 100%, you got to tighten this shit up. Like, you got to tighten this defense up.
Well, especially Espada being the defensive guy he is. I can't believe. Like,
he's
usually-
fuming. I bet he's just fucking.
It's probably the thing he's most
fuming.
mad about in that locker room.
But speaking of the locker room, Kyle Tucker. The videos from tags
Yeah.
looks good. Looks good running
Sprinting
around.
I think the cutting thing is going to be.
Yeah.
They said he was cutting cones, but we don't have a video of that.
Do you want to take?
Sure.
I think he comes back that September 10th, 11th, 12th
Against Oakland.
against Oakland. I don't think the day after the team up event. No way they give him that. I think it's probably that day game, that Thursday day game,
So the
that 1:10 start.
Thursday day game. You think he's? You're calling it?
I'm calling it right now. Kyle
Okay.
Tucker is
All right.
back on that day.
Let's save this. I don't have a card in there, but oh well. I'll just remember to save this. You're saying Tucker will be back September 12th, day game against Oakland.
Little day game special, baby.
Okay.
For
I'm
all the people
calling-
out there watching the day games and going to the day games, we're getting a little treat. We got a JV treat. Why not a Tucker treat?
I'm calling the 16th,
Ooh.
San Diego on the road.
Okay.
I think he's going to take a little longer. He's coming back.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
I see Texas Brick over on
He's
IG.
he's
coming back.
running. He's sprinting on the field.
He's
I don't
coming
think it's an out for the season thing. I just think it's taken obviously longer than anybody expected, but
If the Astros weren't in contention, I guarantee they would have shut him down.
yeah. Oh yeah. If the Astros were out of it, they'd be like, okay, just
Yeah.
take the rest and come back next year. But
I understand everyone's frustration. And granted, we're privileged to be able to talk to the guys and through this process and being able to talk to Tuck, like he's pissed that he's not playing. Like he almost wishes a clean break because he'd be back by now. The one thing I'm never frustrated with the player. I'm frustrated that we were robbed as fans of seeing an MVP type year of Tucker. Like we were just like selfishly, we were just like, fuck, we were just robbed of this, watching a really, really top 1% athlete play at his very, very best. And obviously growing up against the contract, things like that, that sucks too.
He's still what, 27?
Yeah. Just
we have more years of his prime
for sure. And I think that's why he's gonna be the one that gets extended, because of all the guys that haven't been extended, it's been after that year 30 or on that backside, where
outside of
the contract itself, you're gonna get 5 years. Like say it's a 7-year deal, 5 of those years are gonna be in his prime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where
it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so it makes, obviously the price of the brick is gonna go up though. But
I think we at least see him back. He's at least back for that last 2 weeks of the season. And hopefully it's enough time for him to get his timing back. And looking at October, hopeful ALDS.
Yeah, that's all you need.
That lineup could be
deep.
Lineup could be deep.
Okay. I think if I had to build a lineup out, Altuve, Yordan, 2-hole playoffs.
Okay.
Breggy, 3-hole. Tucker, 4-hole. Diaz, 5-hole. Let's go Gamble. Let's go Gamble in the 6-hole.
Gamble in the 6-hole.
Gamble in the 6. Jeremy,
okay. Behind Gamble.
8. Singleton or DeZenzo, whoever you're going to start at first. 9, Jake. That is your game 1 ALDS lineup.
So you're starting Gamble over Hayward?
Yes.
Okay. I think
Gamble's probably going to be in left, because
I think
Tucker will be in right.
Mine looks similar, except for I go Tuve, Yordan.
I love Yordan in the 2-hole.
I do too. Tuve, Yordan, Bregman, Tucker, Diaz, Pena, Hayward, Singleton, Myers. And I kind of like Singleton hitting a little higher up.
Yeah,
because
he gets on base.
He can get on base. He can work a good at bat.
When I point at you, you talk. Gets on base.
But yeah. Well, Myers is your center fielder.
Myers is starting center field.
That's not going to change.
Elite defense he's going to play. He's Adam Everett,
especially in the playoffs. In a short game series,
you're not pulling. Jake Myers is
the defensive value he adds in center field. It outweighs the hitting.
Ooh, actually, Texas Brick, you're probably right. Dubon.
I don't think they're starting Dubon
over Gamble in left.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
I think it's either Gamble or Hayward.
Interesting.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think they, especially with lately. I mean, they haven't been starting them lately. I don't think that changes in the playoff.
True.
I think it's whoever's hotter to end the season, and whoever out of Gamble and Hayward, and maybe there's a third guy that gets some run. Out of those guys, they are, for this next month, they are auditioning for postseason, and you can include Dubon in that. If the last week of the season Dubon goes off, gets hot, then sure, he might start. I think it's whoever finishes the last 2 weeks of the season at their hottest, because but I do think Dubon's greatest value, and it still is his late inning pinch hit defensive replacement.
Yeah,
that's where Dubon's value is 100%, because he can come in. Say Yordan, we're on the road and Yordan's in left field, or we're at home and Yordan's in left field. You can move Yordan. Can you move somebody to do DH? Maybe not.
No, he'll be burned.
But yeah, you can move somebody. You can get Dubon in there and have a more athletic defense in the outfield for a close game in like the 8th or 9th inning, rather than having Dubon out there the whole game.
Yes, I mean, once again, you're gonna have a ton of weapons to kind of maximize win probability and percentage points. Haley over on YouTube says, "How do y'all think the outfield works out for the playoffs? Do you think Chas comes back?" Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
He's the third guy where like he could come back.
But I feel like you have to give him at least 2 weeks run back in the show
for sure.
You just can't do
he
a
would
month
come
out
back around the same time as Tucker, probably.
Yeah.
And
so who do you DFA?
We don't have to DFA anybody, but you have to option somebody. And
is it a Shea or a Dez that go down? Like,
I think as well as Gamble's done, like I think he's the first man out if he's struggling. I don't think he was ever like when he was picked up. I don't think he was ever thought of like, oh, this is our dude. They were giving him a chance, and he's done great, which is why as long as he keeps hitting, he's still here. But if he falls off a little bit, if he drops it down,
I will say
OPS,
there's a shorter leash for those guys for sure.
I think Hayward has a longer leash than Gamble, just based on name and pedigree. But I don't know. Like the outfield is basically we're gonna find out in the next month. It's a competition. That left field spot's gonna be fought over.
Yeah, I think left field, first base, and second batter after Carantini. I think Carantini's gonna be the first one that is
off the bench.
Yeah.
Who do you go? Depending on if Dubon's starting.
Also, I mean, we're also operating that we think that Tucker can play back-to-back days. Tucker may come back and he can maybe only play one day, recover a day.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
So
I don't know. Hopefully by the postseason, that's gone. But I do think when he comes back in the regular season, it'll be a day-to-day. Like he starts one game, takes a day off, starts another, starts 2 in a row. They start. I think they slowly ramp him up to playing every day. I think in the postseason he'll play every day.
Yes.
I think by the time we get there, if he's not playing every day, then something's really wrong, and like he's not 100%, and maybe he should not play at all. That's a whole different conversation.
I think one of the other things too, and we'll reverse back a little bit. The last game at Philly, it's kind of crazy where you have moments in games. Obviously, the box score says 10-0, right? You had Spencer go 7 2/3, another 2/3 of a lot. I mean, no hit ball, really. Dominated 11 strikeouts. Yordan hits 3 home runs. But you go back early in the game, Jose Altuve swipes home. Awesome. 1-0 game. Tight game in the middle innings. Jake Myers. It always seems like Jake Myers gets a big hit, but then a blowout happens, and
then people forget it. Yeah.
He hits that.
Well, that could have been. It was right after Gamble's.
Could have been home run.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That could have crushed us. They could have got out of that inning with no runs, and then only up 1-0, and then the whole game gets away from you.
It's a big 2-out knock, scores 2, jumps in 3-0. Obviously, like moments like that kind of gets lost in the box score of 10-0. And obviously the headlines of Yordan hitting 3 home runs. Spence.
Yeah.
My mic is off, Josh. Test 1, 2. Yeah, it's plugged in.
Yeah, it's plugged in. It should be fine.
1, 2. 1, 2. Test. Mic check. 1, 2. We good?
Yeah, I think it's good.
I'm not allowed to touch the mic. I was back. Okay. I'm not allowed to touch microphones, I guess. But saying all that, once again, Jake Myers doesn't get any. I'm talking about Jake Myers trying to give him roses, and the mic cuts out. The government, the government's trying to get me. Jake Myers got a big hit in a big moment in a game when it was 1-0, and those moments can't be lost because he's kind of become a punching bag for a lot of people. But I like seeing the pretty side of things, and some of the pretty stuff before we left Philly to jump in the rest of the World Series. 3 home runs by Yordan. I think someone tweeted was like 1,490 feet in home runs that he hit.
Jesus.
One the opposite way.
Yeah, and then the last 2, how was those home runs?
I don't know.
Based off his swing, I was like, oh man, that's just one of those Yordan swings where you're like, oh, he probably crushed that, but no, they're gonna catch it. It just kept
carry.
They
They
kept
just
flying.
carry. And last night, how did that not carry last night? I thought
I don't know. I had a great shot, and so I didn't see, but I just saw the hit and everybody going crazy. I was like, oh, that's for sure a home run. I was just focused on Yordan, and then I heard everybody go, oh, I was like,
109,
what?
109 off the bat.
109,
but it was, I think, a 38-degree launch angle, 39-degree launch angle. So I guess that's what did it. But the ball was in the other side of the batter's box. Essentially, he pulls it to right center. When that happened, I was like, shit, we're gonna find a way to lose this game that we should be coasting. But Diaz takes out 2 Royals. I don't have the cojones to try to knock down a 95-mile-per-hour ball right back at me from 60 feet away. Not even 52 feet away. I forgot. I think that's one of the guys they acquired at the deadline for their bullpen. Pascatini, whatever the first baseman, what's his name?
Oh,
Vinny P. We'll just call him Vinny P.
PP, yeah.
Breaks his thumb. We tie up the game. Obviously, Dubon comes up with a big hit. Nothing in this world gets me more rocked up than getting a lead in the 8th, and you can just hand it to your closer.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing better in life
Before
than that.
inning, I turned to my brother-in-law. I was like, we really got to get a lead this inning so I can get a shot of Josh Hader coming out of the bullpen with the lights and everything. I was like, we really have to get this lead right now.
Yes.
And then they did it.
There's nothing better.
You know what gets me bricked up more than anything?
What?
A bases loaded walk.
Can we talk about that?
What an at bat.
It was October reps in August.
Yeah.
Here's your clip. October reps in August. DeZenzo the at bat before gets punched out. Super aggressive at bat. He comes back up in the 8th. Sees Pena get out on a bunch of sweepers. 0-2. It was 0-1, 0-2. 0-2 foul ball sweeper. 1-2 take sweeper. Then he tried to slip a fastball in. Pena fouled off. Sweeper away ball, 2-2. And then he eventually gets him out. So to be so locked in to know what this guy's coming with, to fall down in the count, and then to spit on sweeper after sweeper after sweep. 3-2. 3-2. And the guy has, obviously it was a walk. That takes some cojones to throw a 3-2 sweeper in that moment.
He thought it's like, I have a rookie.
You got a rookie up.
He's sitting here.
Big swing.
He's wanting to break it open for his team. Like he's gonna swing out of his shoes. What a take.
The big league of big league takes.
This one's for the team. This at bat's for the team.
Looked at the boys as soon as the you got a great shot. If you haven't seen it, go to our Instagram, Apollo HOU. Josh got a great shot of that moment. Just an absolute bricked up at bat. It's October reps in August. This team, it's crazy because the more things change, the more they stay the same. The bigger the moment that gets, the Astros just rise up to it. And doesn't matter if it's game 162 or game 134 or game 7 in the World Series. They just rise up to the occasion. And so I think we can circle that at bat for big moments come October.
I think we can look back on this whenever he comes up again with the bases loaded in October and something might happen.
You know that video we had planned with the former pitcher and then this pitcher now? That TikTok trend I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
We could probably do that on a smaller scale with that walk and Hensley's walk.
Mm-hmm.
You remind me of someone. Just a big
I want to hit you with a hot take.
Okay.
If Yordan spends his entire career with the Astros,
okay,
he ends his career with over 600 home runs.
Okay. You have my attention.
I want to compare something with you.
You have my attention.
I want to compare something with you.
600.
David Ortiz.
Okay.
Everybody knows David Ortiz.
Everyone knows Big Papi.
He came in the league when he was 21.
Okay.
He finished his career with 541 home runs. He played until he was 40. Through his age 27 season, Yordan came into – I'll go back. Yordan came into the league at 22. He's currently 27. So comparing them to their age 27 season, where they were at, Yordan Alvarez has him beat in every category.
And that's with 2020, he only played 2 games. And in 2019, he only played 87 games.
He's played –
And even last year, 114.
in that span, David Ortiz started at 21 and Yordan started at 22.
Okay.
But Yordan played 607 games, David Ortiz 583. So only like 20 more games. Yordan, 157 home runs, David Ortiz 89. So, which is a crazy impressive for David Ortiz. He was 27, sitting at 89 home runs. He managed to hit over 450 home runs over the next 13 years of his career.
That's crazy.
Yordan sitting at 157. And where I'm going with this and what makes me think this,
okay,
I think Yordan, as he gets older, as he might not have the muscle as he has now, as a young man, I think he learns, and we saw it happen in Philadelphia. I think he learns how to flip those balls
Old
the other
Bertman
way.
special.
I think he starts to. I think we see in his 30s him start to flip that ball to the Crawford boxes because we know he has the hand-eye coordination to do it
For sure.
But I think right now he's young, he has the muscle. He just tries to hit shit out of the ball and take it to right field, like he did last night. That ball on the outside half,
He takes it that way.
He tried to take it that way, and he hit the shit out of the ball. And when you can hit a ball 109 when it's on that part of the plate, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But as he gets older, I think we're going to see him start to flip the ball that way. He's only 27. He has 157 home runs. That means by the time he's 30, he's going to be close to 300. He's going to be probably like 270.
I did not think we'd see another 600. I mean, Soto maybe.
Judge might get there if he plays until he's 40. And
people
keeps
forget.
this up,
People forget he's old. I think Giancarlo's the closest.
I think Giancarlo's the closest.
The closest to.
I think Harper could get there.
Giancarlo's at 425. So 500's in the.
Giancarlo gets 500.
No, he's easily getting a 500.
Yeah.
Okay, is Giancarlo staying the Hall of Famer if he gets a 500?
That's been a debate.
MVP, 5-time All-Star.
But look at his.
Yeah, but 500.
What's his WAR at?
44.5 right now.
If he can get to 500 and play like 3 more years of productive baseball, yes. But if he plays a few more, if he barely gets to 500 and he really stretches it out and he's hitting with like a 600 OPS, but only hitting occasional bomb, then I don't know.
Aaron Judge at 308.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is at 308 and he's still only like 32.
Aaron Judge is 32.5.
Well, at his pace, if he keeps hitting 60 a year,
that's true.
He can get the 500 at least.
That's true.
I don't know. I love looking at those things and projecting it. I just was looking at it. I was like, everybody compares Yordan to David Ortiz. So like, where were they at this age of their career? And Yordan has them blown out of the water. Yordan's career OPS, do you know it off the top of your head?
Career OPS, 980.
975.
We really need to go to Lake Charles today. Or use Apollo and code price.
David Ortiz's OPS at that point of his career was 844. So Yordan is just, I mean, he had just started his first year in Boston, and this was right before David Ortiz
became David Ortiz.
Yeah, David Ortiz's age 28 year is when he started going off. He hit 41 bombs for the first time in his career, and he was an all-star for the next like 6 straight years. So
this is where I'm at.
If Yordan, if we're talking about primes and how many people we haven't seen Yordan's prime.
He's literally about to.
He's about to Yordan. Everybody talks about Aaron Judge right now at 32.
Yordan,
what if Yordan is just
starts at 28?
Yeah, like what if Yordan is like a 50, 60 home run guy. Like once he kind of figures everything out and hits his prime at 28, 29, 30.
This is my
That's
argument.
crazy to think about.
This is my argument. 600 is a big number. I'm getting what you're saying. My argument is this. I think if he wanted to get to 600, he'll have to sacrifice his average for power.
That's a good point.
Because he's hitting 313 right now. I mean, I think Yordan for an extended period of time can bat over 300, have an OPS over 950, and be around 35 to 40 home runs. Just continuing his growth. Now, if he wants to extend it to 50 or 60, I think he'll sacrifice some of that just because he just hits the ball like he almost squares. He's almost like Quan. He almost squares up the ball too good. Like it's just really really good. Obviously, Texas break as well. The knee's got to hold up. I see it. I see the vision.
So if you wanted to get to 600, you have to play 13 more years, and average 45 a year. That might be. I might be off on that.
It's a lot.
I might be wrong on that, but let's say.
I think 500 for sure is in play, barring injuries in his career.
500, he would only have to hit 26.
Yeah, 26.
Wow, look at you with your math.
I like that, dude. My math is mathing today, dude.
Jesus,
I don't know what
you're seeing the Matrix,
dude. I'm about to put some prize. I'm about to fire some prize picks at the board. One thing I do want to talk about, and we'll wrap up with the ending of the Royal Series and pushing up against time. Sugarland Space Cowboys. Some people call me a space cowboy. 80 wins.
Woo.
Some call me the gangster of love.
First professional team to 80 wins this year.
First professional team to 80
and
wins.
they say our farm is not good.
People have said that.
Ball don't lie.
Got some stats from the boy Chad. Just he wanted me to talk about the guys. PCL first half champs. Playoff game starting in Constellation September 24th, 25th, 26th. I didn't even know this. I said, hey, give me some guys I need to hype up. Saguaro, the closer. 6-1, 30 saves, 2.50 ERA, 1.18 whip.
He got one. I think he got one inning or like one pitch in the bigs this year, and he gave up
the home run against what's it, Twins?
He's done more than enough to earn a spot.
Thank you, Brick.
And I think with more, if there was more injuries in this bullpen, we'd probably see him. But he's nasty.
Blue ball, 10-3. Another guy that's just flying up the system. 10-3, 4.02 ERA, second in the PCL. Obviously, is the PCL. 1.4 whip with 100 punchies. That works. Gusto, 6-5 with a 4.06, third in the PCL ERA.
Yeah,
120 strikeouts, second in the PCL. Colton Gordon, 7-1, 95 punches and a whip of 1.23. And then kind of hitting wise, it's everyone. It's
everybody's ranking.
Everyone is just picking each other up and scoring winning games. So shout out to the Space Cowboys, who are playing some really
catch a game in Sugarland. Baseball.
Yes, go to Sugarland.
If you live on the south side of Houston, you got to go. It's tough for you because you live an hour and a half away in the north side.
I got to swing all the way from Tomball to 99, and I hit about $50 worth of tolls.
If you live anywhere around, it's such a nice ballpark, especially if you go to a night game.
Ooh, you get a nice. I think I'm gonna go down there for a nice crispy like September.
Yeah,
those playoff games for sure.
It's a good time, and they're great there. They'll honestly,
it's accommodating.
This is me speaking, Josh. This is not any sort of. No authority has told me to say this, and I don't condone this. But you can move your seats. You can pretty much sit right behind the action. Whenever you go to a Sugarland game, you can be. If you've ever wanted to sit right on the action of some great baseball, you're right there. You can sit right behind the net. Usually,
this is my pitch. There are very few places now in 2024 where you can take a $20 bill and get a meal, get a drink, and watch a ball game.
It's a good time.
Other than like the Chicago White Sox.
Or the Cardinals, you can go for free.
You go for free. They pay you $20.
Yeah, they're like, please come to our ballpark.
Actually, my buddy, the comedian Uncle Laser, almost got thrown out at the Cardinals game
Really?
because he has his believe it or not, is a crazy comedian. His hips pierced.
Yeah.
And he kept going through the metal detector, and they're like, "You have a weapon on you." And then, of course,
Like,
you
do I
give a
need to-
comedian that he was
Yeah.
just he was laying
Yeah, I
into
do.
him. He got like 1 million views. Oh, dude, it was great. JB, are you at
Are
the
you
office?
here?
The door's unlocked. Side door's unlocked.
No, I locked it. I usually lock it behind me.
Oh, is JB really?
Well, let me go get him to end the
Yeah.
show.
Going back over the YouTube comments, how good did Presley look last night? You think he was returning to his old form? As we approach postseason, chance him in it. No, Hader's definitely gonna have the 9th in postseason, but Presley rounding into form, I could bet my bottom dollar on that. He'll literally lock up games in the 8th. John is actually here. Wow. Can we talk about Jake's bad after Pena? Am I seeing things or just Jake have a bad habit? Jake has a bad habit of check swing and his helmet falling off. A very, very, very. What's up, JB? What's up, dude? You want to come give the people your pulse of the season? I thought you were just trolling, dude. But there he is. Astros tonight. Framber on the bump. And who's pitching for? Oh, it is Seth Lugo with 14 wins, believe it or not, for the Royals.
Right.
We got JB in studio.
Hello.
How are you, dude?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. All right, give everyone the pulse of your perspective as you've been traveling the world and watching the Astros abroad.
It was quite nice to watch the Astros from Japan. It was really cool. My pulse, before I get canceled,
He's gonna come on to get canceled immediately.
I know. No, I have some tweets out there from early this season.
We all do.
Maybe around the time when we were 12 and 24. Yeah, I kind of canceled those. I was like, oh, we're done. Season's over. Pack it up. And they're staying up. I'm not deleting those. I will say the team has given me faith, but I'm not super optimistic for the long run.
Really?
For like
what holds you up?
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about Blanco.
Okay.
I would love to maybe just phantom IL him for a bit, at least early September, give him a little rest, then throw a couple bullpens and then bring him back for the final stretch. But also with how close the division is, you don't want to lose an arm like that. So it's tough. I love what the pitching has been doing lately. At least the overall starting pitching wise, a couple kinks to work out in the bullpen in regards to just holding the games in. But I think overall we're still deadly for with any team in a 5-game series or a 7-game series.
Any team, even the Phillies?
We don't have to worry about them right now. And actually, we already took care of them. So they basically have almost the same team from 22, besides their bullpen, which their bullpen is better. I think my confidence on going all the way, at least ALCS, or at least going back to the World Series, really comes down to this current series with the Royals, because of course they're smacking the cover off the ball. Yankees are, obviously the Yankees are the big threat, but outside of the Yankees,
that's kind of where I'm at too.
Royals obviously they're surging right now. Cleveland's faltering, but Cleveland was never a serious team, at least from a front office perspective, on how they built that team. I understand you want to be cheap, and they signed Joe Ram. But like that team was never going to make a run. They were kind of just hoping on being the Diamondbacks of last year to make a run that way. And that's just been their MO, and that's how they want to operate. And a lot of teams are like that. So Twins are suffering. So
Twins are lost like 6 or 7 in a row.
Twins are awful right now. So Royals, Yankees, and obviously we handled Baltimore.
My Baltimore take was, who do they pitch after Corbin Burns in a 7-game series? I'll take the odds. I mean, if Corbin Burns is Corbin Burns for 2 games,
yep.
Who are the other 2 wins in those?
So which team would you rather face in the ALCS right now? The Royals or the Yankees?
Royals. I believe the Royals have better pitching overall, starting pitching. But our pitching can go toe for toe with them. I just think the Yankees. I would hate for them.
Juan Soto changes everything.
Juan Soto does change everything.
Yeah.
It really does. It's those two back to back, and then next thing you know, you got two people on base, and then Verdugo and any of those other guys can just pop a hit, and next thing you know, they're scoring runs. I think I'd much rather face the Royals because over a 7-game series, we can handle them. Not saying that we can't handle the Yankees, but it'd be a little more of a cakewalk.
I could see Astros Royals being Astros like in 5 or 6, where Astros Yankees is going 6 or 7. Like it's
Astros Yankees ALCS this year would feed generations. It's the
Juan Soto Yankees
rematch. It's the
Juan
rematch.
Soto
It's the Yankees probably at their highest peak that the Astros will have faced them in this whole run.
Yeah,
and the Astros at
You think so?
this Yankees team is better than any Yankees team that the Astros have faced since 2015.
you think?
Yeah, I think
Even
so.
when the Yankees had like,
I think those baby bomber teams are pretty good.
yeah,
They were
Like that
good,
19
but
that
they weren't-
19 Yankees team was pretty good.
I still don't think
who was their
they're.
pitching that year? Tanaka.
CC.
Yeah.
Remnants of CC. Yeah.
I think they were a good team. Obviously, they made it to the LCS, but I think this Yankees team is
Interesting.
pound for pound.
Interesting. What's up, Mikey?
Yeah,
See you in a
what up?
bit. I'm looking by. That's a good take. I Baltimore, I just feel like other than Burns, like who are you gonna throw in a 7-gamer?
So pitching was a story for the Orioles last year, where you saw what was happening with Gunnar, Adley, what was coming with Holiday. Hell, even no one really saw Cowson being. I mean, he was a top 5 pick, but still, like coming up. Yeah, coming up with so soon. But that was the question mark last year for the Orioles. Who's going to pitch for them? John Means was never going to be a great pitcher for them, and then he got clipped. It was just, and then they lost. Who was their closer last year? I'm blanking on his name, but Felix Bautista, and he got clipped as well late last year. So that screwed up any postseason run for them.
Is he gonna be back?
I don't believe so.
I thought he was like working on rehabbing all summer.
Yeah, because he got clipped maybe around August. Yeah, August last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could throw him, but you might as well just rest him.
Well, now they have Kimbrel. He lost his role to Sir Anthony.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. The Phillies would have gone to the World Series last year if it wasn't for Kimbrel blowing 2 games.
It's
to the
crazy how
Diamondbacks.
Kimbrel is going to go down as a probably a Hall of Famer, one of the best closer, like full career
Wheelhouse
ever. But I don't think any team would say like, oh, he was my guy for the postseason, because I feel like he's
Braves.
was that 21? He was their closer. I mean, he's played for so many teams.
As of late, yes. But like you think of Kimbrel, it's Atlanta, Boston.
Yeah.
Did
he play for the Dodgers for a little?
Because he was shut out in 18, if I believe.
He did play for the Dodgers in 2022. Atlanta, San Diego, Boston, Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies, Baltimore.
Jesus.
God.
He's a perfect immaculate grid guy.
I forgot about his Cubs tenure.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like the longest too?
Wait, Cubs. What
Atlanta.
years did he play for the Cubs?
Atlanta was the longest, 5 years. This is Kimbrel as a Brave. He didn't get much run in 2010, but 2011 full time, 46 saves, 42 saves, 50 saves, 47 saves before getting shipped out to San Diego.
That's absurd.
What year was he
That's
on the Cubs?
Strong. He was on the 2019-2020 Cubs.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't have a ring, does he?
Yeah, he does.
21.
Oh, 2018. 2018.
Yeah.
2018 Boston.
Yep.
He didn't. So he wasn't on the 21 Braves.
He was on the 21 White Sox.
What the fuck, bro?
Craig
Craig
Kimbrel,
got
he's
passed
been
around.
everywhere. No,
But
even
his
worse.
overall, his career numbers are just ridiculous.
In 2021, he was a Cub and a White Sox.
What a.
Since
journey.
leaving-
What's his career ERA though?
Since leaving Boston, his career has been crazy. It's been so wonky.
He is a career 2.48 ERA
That's crazy.
with 440 saves.
he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he has like 400 saves. He's automatic Hall of Famer.
Automatic. We were discussing this before we wrap up the Kansas City series. So we're overtime. Giancarlo Stanton.
Mhm.
He gets to 500 home runs.
Mhm.
Hall of Fame?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
He's gonna be at like 500.
It'll be like ballot
He's gonna be
4
at
or
like
5.
500 home runs with like a 780 OPS.
I think what's going to hold him back is that everyone, all the voters, and everyone, their mom, will go, God damn it! If Stanton would have stayed healthy,
Yes.
yeah,
he could have made
he could have hit 700.
600.
home
Would have
runs.
been nothing.
Yeah,
He kind of has the like poor man Griffey argument. Like, damn, if Griffey didn't get hurt, he'd be the great. Like, he'd be up there past Ruth, past Bonds. Like, even though Griffey was still Griffey, I think Stanton's like that watered down version of like, man,
Once
he would have
Stanton
been
got
at
to the
600.
Yankees,
Yeah.
Once Stanton got to the Yankees, it just injury after
yeah.
injury.
Yeah.
that's a good point by Discourse. The Will Smith effect.
You know,
Back to back World Series wins with 3 different teams, and he's on the Royals.
he's
right
on the
now.
Royals this year.
That's true. It's hard to beat that curse.
Last thing, John, we talked about it. Yordan Alvarez right now is at 157 home runs.
Mhm.
He's 27.
Correct.
How many does he get to?
That's hard because I think 0 times in his career he's made 600 plate appearances. I think
good
he's
point.
maybe on pace for that this year, which thank goodness.
Yeah, I think he is. this year.
You can finally say, hey, 600 plate appearances, full body of work. How many does he finish with? What's the season average? Spitball.
For
It's probably 30.
yeah.
I think he'll be a solid 400 guy.
So his 162 average on Baseball Reference, 588 at bats, 42 home runs, with a 300 batting average and a 975 OPS.
Yeah, that's like if he played
That's
an entire
crazy.
season.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 400 to 450 somewhere in there would be a good number. It's a safe number.
We did the
I feel.
math because right now, because the reason I brought it up is because David Ortiz also started his career at 21. Yordan started at 22. At age 27, David Ortiz only had 89 home runs, and he finished his career with 541.
What age he finished with what?
He finished at age 40 with 541 home runs.
What was the number before that?
89. He was at 89 at 27.
That's insane.
Yeah. So he
That's a
averaged
hell of a run.
Insane.
he averaged like 40
What?
bombs a year.
I thought
for
you
that
said
season.
something outrageous like 89. I said that. There's no way I heard that right.
Yeah.
What was happening in Boston?
Yeah.
What
as
was
soon
he
as
was
went
on
to
that
Boston,
list?
what was
as soon as he
Manny
went to
Ramirez
Boston, his
doing
age
with him?
28 season on, he was like an all-star, like almost all but 1 year is the rest of his career.
I think the main thing for Yordan, of course, will always just come down to longevity and availability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think comfortable 400. That's easy.
he would have to for
I think he gets
500.
500. I think it's a
For
500.
500, if he played the next 13 years, he would have to average about 27 home runs a year.
And obviously, I don't think he goes 13 more years, to be honest. But
You don't think he plays until he's like 40?
no, he'll probably be like a 37. But then
see
you got to
that.
think, I would hope in a couple of those years he pops 40, 45.
Well, if we're talking about, we might not have even seen his prime. So you're looking at like
He's
Aaron.
27.
You're looking
Yeah,
at
he's
Aaron
about to enter his
Judge.
prime.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge's prime right now is
Oh.
has been his like 30 to 32 years.
Yeah, Judge came up at like 27, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yordan. Yeah, he's at Yordan's age. Aaron Judge had 0 home runs.
No, it's
he has 300.
Yordan will never get the love. He gets a lot of love nationally,
Yeah.
but he's not the name like Judge is. So people are going to forget him. He's got the name like Soto, Ohtani. He just,
But like
media wise, he's like a
if,
tier
if
2
he's
guy.
like not even
But skill
if,
level, he's right there with them.
if he's starting his prime next year, like what are we like? Jesus.
Yeah. I think 500 for sure. 600 is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
I just saw the weekly reminder to my boss about closing Louisiana Street for the parade. I've been hammering the mayor's office.
My favorite comment on here is, wow, Josh looks different.
I really got a tan this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stepped outside for 2 seconds. You got really tan.
Oh man.
Sub athletically declined.
What's up, AD? Yeah, I think going into the rest of the series, let's do prediction of the 3-game. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Next
with the
3 games?
Royals.
Stros win 2-3.
2-3.
2 or 3.
I'm at 2-3 as well.
We're going to have a stinker in there somewhere.
I think Kikuchi has his first bad start.
Ooh.
I think the Royals lineup is
Ooh.
perfectly poised to Not a horrible start, but I think he goes like 4 innings, gives up 4 or 5 runs.
You know what's kind of baseball just being poetic? How many times have we seen the Astros go on like that 9-1 run, that 10-1 run, 10-12 run, and then they drop the Red Sox series, they drop a White Sox game. Very crazy that the Royals have been white hot.
Yeah.
And come in.
The
And
Astros
hopefully we're on the reverse side of them dropping a series because of how crazy hot they've been. And we catch them on a.
The Astros always been good at beating good teams when they're hot.
Yeah.
But then you go into an Oakland, and Oakland's dropped like 9 of their last 10 games, and then all of a sudden Oakland sweeps us. So it makes no sense.
Hey, don't sleep on Oakland, man.
They've been playing really good ball.
Their record says All-Star breaks better than us.
Lawrence Butler is a fucking stud, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen his stats over
I mean, I saw him when he played against us. He had like 10 hits in 3 days.
He hit 3 bombs yesterday.
Yeah. Did he really? He had a hat trick yesterday?
I mean, I wish we were like Minnesota. I mean, they're like 12-1 against the White Sox this season, but like kind of awful against everyone else. Jeez.
Yikes.
All
yeah,
right.
it's going to be interesting. I mean, one last thing about Hunter Brown start. I mean, obviously the Royals are white hot. I haven't seen Bobby Witt Jr. that uncomfortable at the plate. Like legitimately every at bat, he just seemed not comfortable facing Hunter Brown, which is pretty solid to say because Bobby Witt Jr. is probably having one of the best shortstop seasons in the history of baseball, outside A-Rod probably.
It's a new batter's eye.
Might be.
Yeah, couldn't pick it up.
Might be. But yeah, that's the live show on Friday. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Paul's Wing Joint. They're opening now at 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays for college football. I think they're the only establishment in the city of Houston doing that. And Kobe Stevens, go to KobeStevens.com. Use code APOLLOHOU for 25% all your orders, athletic wear, golf wear, outdoor wear, and sign up for their golf tournament coming up in mid-November. But that's it. JB, thanks for coming in.
Hey,
Thanks
happy
for
to be
just-
here. Last minute.
Sorry we locked the doors, dude.
No, it's fine. I'm used to being locked out. It's fine. It's okay. Anyway, love Big City Wings. Our wings are awesome.
And the beer specials too.
I'll be there this weekend.
$1.50s.
You know, Michelob Ultras today.
Well, I think we're running the Bud Lights this month.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what Sam's running. Yeah, I
Hell
think
yeah.
we're probably running both. But take us out of here, Josh.
All right. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us on Beyond the Diamond Podcast.
That's a good question.
We will be back on Tuesday with another show. Go
Oh,
Stros.
no, don't hit it. Don't hit it.
What?
People forget Brian took a rest day.
Wow.
People forget that.
He's resting up, so he comes back even stronger.
I'm just saying, people forget that.
Wow.
He's got soft hands.
Peace.